Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In War of the Visions JP, let's do a two-part video. First part will be about the new item exchange area, and then the second part will be looking at my account after about 5 months, or 150 days. So first, here on the left side of the screen, we see the new item exchange area, and we can get all of these different materials by trading in other stuff for it. I guess we'll start from the bottom, but yeah, here are all of the job level stuff, and then you can exchange up or down or across. So to trade up is to take the lower rarity stuff and then make the one that you tap on. So here I can trade in 5 of the green for 1 of the blue. Okay, and then if we trade down, I can take from the higher rarity and then make the one that I tap. So I guess I can break down the purple ones to make the blue. And then to trade side to side, I can trade a blue warrior one for a blue lancer one, for example. But these 3 options are not available to all rarity levels. So purple ones I can't trade down, although I can access that through the blue one anyway. And then the yellow one I can't trade up, so I can't take purples and I can't make yellow. I think that's across all of these different materials. Yeah, same thing here. Actually, the yellow orbs can't make at all. You can only farm them from the quest. Although it does look like I can change the yellow into red, so there are some restrictions in here. This is one of the saddest ones here. These dragons and then these white statues. I can't create the green ones at all. And those are kind of the most difficult ones to get. You get them from very easy quests, but you have to play them a lot because they have a low drop rate. As you can see here, I have a ton of everything except for the green ones, so yeah, that's kind of disappointing. Maybe in a future update they will allow that. Yeah, same thing here. And then this I was also kind of disappointed with. These memory shards, I guess, you can only change them side to side for different elements. So you can't take any other materials to create them, and also you can't trade them in for anything else. And that goes for these orb things as well. I have so many of these orbs, as you can see. And I was really hoping that I could trade them for something else, but it doesn't look like it. Oh well, maybe in a future update. Alright, and then here, maybe this is the stuff that most people are interested in. But making the rainbow materials and then also these azure spheres. So these ones I can only make by breaking down the silver ones. Silver ones I can only make by trading in the brown ones. And that's a pretty steep rate, 20 to 1. And then for the yellow ones, same thing, 20 to 1. And then for the azure ones, 20 to 1. This is not bad actually. As you can see, I have lots of the gold ones, so I can make a couple of the azure ones. But as you can see, I can only do this 10 times before I run out of the gold ones, so... And then, once we get to the rainbow ones, then it gets pretty expensive. We need 20 of the azure ones in order to make 1 rainbow. So I would only do this in an emergency. And then here we get to the rainbow shards. I was kind of hoping you could take just the regular elemental shards to make this, but this one you can only make with the rainbow orbs. And this also is really expensive, so I would only do this in an emergency as well. And then there are monthly limits, the silver, gold, and then azure. We can only make 100 a month. And then the rainbow shards, we can only make 30 a month. And then the rainbow shards, we can only make 10 a month. So that is how that is looking. I think this is going to be more useful for making these kind of job level ones, rather than the very high rarity rainbow ones. So it's nice to have, but it's not game changing. Okay, so that'll do it for the exchange area. Next, let's look at my account. And I think this video will just look at my units. and then I'll talk real briefly about who I'm working on and who I'm using. But here's all of my favorite units. I have an entire screen full of the URs, that's pretty crazy. And then some MRs, and then a few SRs, Rs, and Ns. Okay, so we'll just go one by one. Here is Vineta. She is great, super strong, but I don't love her. I'll do a kind of an in-depth review of her when her release in Global comes close. But yeah, I don't love her, and I'll explain that later. Next is Lucia, whom I do love. I use her in everything from farming to high difficulty quests, and she is great. It's going to be very hard to skip her in Global. I did say this before, but everyone that I don't get in JP, I want to get in Global, just so I can kind of get access to all characters across 2 versions. And here's Miranda, still my favorite. And Sasayaki, she's been great the last couple months. When I first started using her, I didn't have really high expectations, but she's exceeded those expectations, so she's great. And Federica, still use her a ton. Engelbert, I haven't really been using lately. I've been using a lot more magic tanks, so more like Sasayaki lately. But yeah, still happy to have him. Mediana still use a lot. In the PvP recently, the magic users have gotten a boost, so I've been using her in there. Stern I use mostly for farming, although he was very good in the tower as well. And I've really kind of come around to his soldier sub-job. For a long time I really preferred his ninja or his dragoon, but soldier has been pretty good lately. Especially his drain force attack. In this game I feel like drain attacks are really important. And then here is Kirufe. She's actually all the way at 4 crystals, so that's great. And haven't used her a lot, but I love her look. I love that she runs to the front of battle, and then her attack animations are pretty cool, so really liking her. And then she's kind of like an Orlandu Slayer, and then also a Vineta Slayer. I'll talk about that in more depth once she gets closer to her global release. And then Christmas Machete, haven't really been using her because she's stuck at 3 crystals. And then regular Machete, I was hoping she would be good for the Final Fantasy I raid, but that didn't turn out to be true. Next is Rob. He was good for the Final Fantasy I raid, but once I got everything in there that I wanted, I kind of put him away. Maybe someday again in the future I'll use him. Ayaka I use sometimes, just for like high difficulty stuff. And then Gilgamesh, we can kind of celebrate my 5-month anniversary by leveling him up. And then finally, I got him to where I can upgrade him twice for limit breaks. And then Gilgamesh I pulled once. I think that was in January or February. And then since then, I've been playing his hard quest, getting the shard a day. And then sometimes I pull his shards from the normal hatcher. And then for a little while, I was going through the ice area for the Chocobo expedition. So very slowly I've been building up his shards. So let's upgrade him here. And then later when I get the materials, I will awaken him as well, all the way to 6 stars. And so he'll be able to get to level 74. And then he'll be able to get access to all of the skills, except for the 3. Excalibur, and Quick, and Grim Reaper. Which hurts, because those are nice skills, but I'll be able to use him maybe for light farming, probably more for the tower, until I get him to level 79 or 89. But yeah, happy to have him. Okay, and then next we're getting into MRs. Here is Tyrrell, main job Knight, and then sub-job Viking and Lancer. I think he could actually be a pretty good attacker for an MR, but I haven't used him yet, so looking forward to using him soon. Next is Salia. She is a UR in disguise. She is great. Use her a ton. I've been using her a lot in a PvP where the magic users are good. Next is Goth Carrion. He's awesome, but I have a lot of other attackers, so I don't use him too much. But yeah, 500 attack. That's even before vision cards. He's very crazy. And then Etoa, I'm sad that she wasn't in Global. Hopefully she appears like next week or like in some future event, but I think I would get more use of her in a free-to-play account. And then Athena, I was very happy to get the max of her. Not to use her so much, although she is a good healer and then kind of a backup attacker, but more for her Trustmaster, which has a chance to charm. And yeah, charm is a very niche skill in this game, but in the right quest it can be really helpful. And I'm looking forward to a UR that is main job Hunter. There still aren't any in the game, but if they did release one, I would be very tempted to pull them, just because I have this Trustmaster. And then Yashutora, haven't really used her lately, just because I have so many other guys. And then Monto also haven't used lately, partly because I have Engelbert, partly because I haven't needed a physical tank lately. And then Shadow Lynx, I don't know, she's kind of stalled. I would like to get her Trustmaster, has some speed on it. And then Inori, not really working on anymore. Here's Shimuda, he's the latest MR from the event. I would maybe like to use him, the fire slash attacker. Don't have any of that. And then his Trustmaster is really good too. It's a samurai sword, but most samurai swords, they lower your agility. This one does not, so I want it for that. And then SRs, don't really use them outside of farming for Gil or the tower, so yeah. Okay, so that is how my account is looking at 5 months, 150 days. And then maybe this week or the next week we should be getting some big-ish announcements in-game, so we can look forward to that. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.